Welcome to the MsSavvyPro Show with Patrice Jackson, a.k.a. MsSavvyPro, where each week we get up close and personal with successful, purpose-filled people to reveal their struggles, strategies, and inspiring stories of how they are changing the world one person at a time. Our purpose is to empower you to start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can to pursue your dreams and goals.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the MsSavvyPro Show. I am your girl, MsSavvyPro, Patrice Jackson, and we are here with another purpose-filled show with another purpose-filled guest who's going to share their journey along the way on how they've created their business, they've cultivated their purpose, and they're using it to change their communities. So, as you know, we are on the I Am a Superwoman network, and if you have any questions, we do have an event page on Facebook, so you can put those questions in there. You can find out more information about our guests, and all their links will be there as well. So now that I got that out of the way, oh my gosh, you guys do not know how super excited I am to talk to our guests. Anyone who knows me, not even knows me, anyone who follows me on any social media would know that I have puppy fever. Oh my gosh, I have puppy fever, but I can't have a pet. As an entrepreneur, as the person that I am, having a puppy, I can't take care of it like I should, so I don't have a puppy. But I have just met someone. Well, I met someone a long time ago, but this person is going to talk about puppies. So you do understand this is going to be a very exciting show. If I cannot get these questions out correctly, this is the disclaimer. It's because I have puppy fever. She's going to be talking about puppies and other things in entrepreneurship, two things I love. So I'm giving you this disclaimer right now. So let me introduce our guest. We have Miss Teressa Doaty, and she is a Cleveland native. She was born and raised here, and she is a military vet. She has traveled the world, and no place is better than when she is at home. She loves dogs, business, and this city. Those are the three things that inspired her to launch Max and Elena's. Let me make sure she corrects me about that if I'm wrong. Paul's Place in Cleveland to create jobs and economic community development. See, I told you, things I love. She has always loved dogs and had a passion for business, so she's combining the two to make her dream. So we're going to go ahead and introduce our guest, our special guest, and ask her a little bit more about herself. Hello, Teressa. Welcome to the MsSavvyPro Show.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
So do you hear the excitement in my voice?
I do.
When I first met you, I told you I had puppy fever, and I could not wait to, see your dream come true. And as you have been, posting things about your dream, I have been even more excited. And I'm super excited because you're on the MsSavvyPro Show, and you're going to talk about your dream. But before you do that, tell us a little bit more about who you are and about yourself.
Okay. I'm right here in Cleveland, native, born and raised. This is the city that I've come from, the city that I love. And I have a 10-year-old dog, Elena. That's my doctor, as I like to call her, because she's pretty much my child. And so she kind of, a walk with her in the dead cold of Cleveland winter, as we know it gets so cold, was kind of the beginning of the thought of someone should really have something that these dogs can get exercise. There has to be something. Why isn't there something? And over time, they kept just poking at me. Guy wouldn't leave it alone. He's like, you should be that somebody to have something. I'm like, that's not a bad idea. So I studied business at Kent State and Cleveland State. Go Flashes. And so I was able to put that together with my love and passion for dogs and just kept working away at it bit by bit over the last few years. And here we are, Paul's Play.
Wow. So like you said, like you took your two passions together. Sometimes you guys, when it comes to business, sometimes you want to be an entrepreneur. You have this entrepreneur spirit, but you don't know exactly how you're going to use your gift, your talents, your skills in order to create whatever your business is. But sometimes your business is kind of thrown at you. You know, there was a need,
Absolutely.
you supplied it.
Absolutely. I've been asking for a dog since I was young. My mom always said no. And so I was like, you know what? I'm grown. I'm going to buy my own dog. And little did I know that it would, grow into, having her as not only my friend, but into an entire business that will just be the beginning of this empire that we're going to build here. It's been pretty amazing.
That is amazing. So you guys, for all my kid entrepreneurs that are listening today, just because your parents may have said no now doesn't mean that when you're an adult you got to make it your business. So don't keep the faith. It's coming. So was Elena your first dog? I mean, I know you wanted one as a kid, but was she your first puppy?
Yes. Well, actually, when I was young, like before I was 3, we had an Akita named Bear. But I was so young again, so it was, he was around. I knew who he was, but, as an adult, I don't remember him so much. But I always had a liking for dogs. If I saw one, I didn't mind petting it, didn't mind playing with them. And so getting Elena was kind of just, it was fulfilling, that want that I always had. But she's been so much more than a friend. I mean, she's been on deployments with me, and we've been through college, we've been through road trips. Like that girl's been by my side for the last 10 years.
Wow. That is amazing. So, so like you said, she's been with you for 10 years. She's been all over the world with you. And now there's been a trend, I will say, for right now, but there's been more information and developments on the fact that their pets are great therapy. And one of the, some of the pets that they started off with were with dogs. How do you feel about the fact that, especially having a dog for so long, them being therapeutic and helping with different needs, both mentally and physically when it comes to the therapeutic part?
I think it's a beautiful thing because dogs naturally are very forgiving. They're very loyal. They're very open that way naturally. And so for them to be able to be there by your side and to also provide a benefit, I don't know how much better it could really get. And as odd as it may seem, it's one of the less judgmental forms of therapy, if you will. I mean, they keep you company, they keep you busy, give you something to do, something to look forward to. Like there were times when, if I didn't have her, I just come home and I would be alone, basically, depending on where I was, what I was doing. But just coming home and knowing that no matter how long I was gone, 15 minutes or 2 hours, or a day or a weekend, she is going to be so elated to see me. And they've been so instrumental in, like, nursing homes, hospitals. My dad's been in a nursing home for, like, the last almost 20 years, I guess. And so when I take her with me to go and visit him, you should see the way the patient's faces light up. I mean, they are gleaming just to see her. The one loves to see her turkey breast, and they totally embrace her. And it's just, even for that little small moment or visit that we're there, it brings so much joy to them. It gives them that pick-me-up. I think it's great in the industry, and I hope it doesn't slow down. I'm so glad to see so many different places or and industries being so accepting to it as therapy dogs.
Yeah, you do see. As a matter of fact, it was funny. I actually just seen something on Instagram where one of the entrepreneurs that I follow, she actually got her dog is known as a therapy dog for her whole office. So,
nice.
It's to bring peace within her office, a small office of I think she has about 4 or 5 employees. And the dog is there. He's there to bring peace to the individuals and just keep the calm of the day for her business.
And I'm sure it works like a charm. How can you be peak stressed with that cute face in front of you? Like how can you stay there? You have no choice but to come down. That's awesome.
It's funny. I actually went into a business once before, and there was a dog there, and pretty big dog. And it's funny because to be honest, if I had seen the dog just loose on the street, I probably would have been a little bit intimidated, a little bit fearful. However, because it was in this building, and you could tell it was like a family community dog, you know, it did keep me calm. And I'm getting my car fixed. It did keep me a little bit calmer, as I probably would have been more nervous about what was going on with my car.
Sure. That's amazing.
So now when it comes to the business of it, because we could talk, you know, don't get me wrong, I love puppies. I have puppy fever every time I see one, like you said, the cute little face. But there's a different thing when you have a business and you have a bunch of puppies, a bunch of dogs, different types of dogs, because dogs are just like people. They all have their own temperaments. They all have their own needs. How do you work that out?
The thing is, our facility is not huge. It's not on an acre farm, so it's going to take a special dog to be able to participate at pause play. So the thing of it is, it's not in a dog's nature to be in group play environments such as doggy daycare. We've just domesticated them so much over time that they're more susceptible and accepting to being in that environment and functioning. So what that means is that it takes a trained eye, and it takes knowledge to know cues, to know, to be able to read the signs and the emotions of a dog. That way you kind of know beforehand if something is about to pop off, you can kind of jump in there before that happens, and you can read the signs as they come up. So pretty much it's making sure that your ratios are at a safe number. You don't, there's some places that don't necessarily monitor that. So keeping the ratios per person, dog to person, low, so that there is full control. The staff is in control, and then the dogs are safe also. That's key and number one.
Wow. So what is the experience going to be like for both the dog and also the parent, the dog?
Okay. The experience for the paw parents is what I call, and I stress this to all the employees, that is just as important. I like to even pass the interview. You have to be able to talk to people because they're the ones that are bringing the dogs in. So right. The requirement is to be that homey, exciting, inviting, filling place. Upon entry, there's music, there's just things going on, and there's an entire vibe inside of pause play that makes you feel, okay, this is one of those places that's cool. Okay, vibe is okay so far. Let me talk to the people. So any one of the staff members that the client comes in and speaks with is knowledgeable. They're excited to see them and have them there. And then as they get the tour of the facility and they get to, see where their dogs will play, or if they're bringing them in for overnight boarding where they'll sleep, they should feel instantly secure that this is where they are, this is what they offer, and my, dog is okay being there. On the flip side, you have the paws, the lovely, lovely paws. They should be excited to be there. Their anxiety, it should be that there will be anxiety just because of the environment. It's new to them. However, it eventually will become somewhere that they're looking forward to going because they get to see their friends. And, yes, they do gain friends. And so they'll look forward to that. They'll know that they're in good hands. They'll become familiar with the staff. They'll know they're going to have a good time. And, overall, they'll have fun. We offer birthday parties. We offer activities. We'll get to a point where we're doing, movies. And we also have coming up game nights. So while we have Browns games, if the clients are going to the Browns game, we'll stay open late and we'll take your dog in, and we'll have a party while you're pre-partying. And then after the game, someone pick them up. So we have a lot of exciting stuff coming up, and it's I'm so excited about it. I'm bursting at the seams. It's crazy.
Wow, that sounds really. See, I like I like the fact that you're thinking about it holistically. You're thinking about both the paws and the paw parents, about how they're going to react and transition into this new experience for them.
Absolutely.
And you're right, like you said earlier, here in Cleveland, once again, like I said, I don't have the advantage and the benefit of having a puppy, so I'm not exactly sure. But you're right, there's not much I've even heard about that truly is dedicated to dogs, like you would see in some other cities. You have, so many different dog parks that are just everywhere, different, places. And here in Cleveland, we don't have that place for dogs to, feel comfortable in their own environment with other, like you said, their friends, and,
right.
Kind of create a community of dog lovers and owners.
Absolutely. I think it's one unique thing, and I can't believe that this, even over the 4 years or so that I've been slowly planning, and over the last year it's kind of picked up and took on a life of its own, but I always knew that I wanted to go downtown Cleveland. That's where I want to go. That would be awesome. And that was even before all the residents began to move down there, and all the activities started to come. And I knew that would be the perfect place. And I'm so shocked that there's still we're the first pet services that are in downtown Cleveland. There is no groomer. There's mobile grooming, but there's no groomer. There's no boarding. There's no daycare. We're the first movers. So I'm so excited to serve this community who are actively looking for what we're offering.
Wow, yeah. So you're really setting the standard. You're setting the experience. I'm super excited to see what is going to be offered there, along the way, and how much fun the experience is going to be both for the, the paws and the paws parents. So I would love to hear more about, your journey to truly opening it up downtown, and the things that you've learned as an entrepreneur and as a dog owner. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back. And if you could share that journey with us, we would appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, you guys. So we are talking to Miss Teressa Doaty, the owner of Paw Place, and she's talking about the new hot spot for puppies and dogs. So we're going to come back, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about it. But we're going to take this quick break from the Miss Savvy Pro Show. We'll be right back.
shall abide under the shadow of your wings. I need you to lead me. Don't forsake me. That's why I need you to lead and guide me. If you don't, I'll fall. Without you, I'll fall. I need you to lead and guide me. If you don't, I'll fall. Lead me, Lord, to your holy place. Early will I seek you. On you I wait all day. My soul thirsts for you. Without you, what will I do? That's why I need you to lead and guide me. If you don't, I'll fall. I need you to lead and guide me. If you don't, I'll fall. Lord, please lead me. Don't forsake me. My soul is thirsty and longing to be close to you. That's why I need you to lead and guide me. If you don't, I'll fall. I need you to lead and guide me. Lead and guide me. If you don't, I'll fall. You said you'll never leave me, oh. Please don't forsake me, no. Don't leave me in the cold. I can't do this all alone. I need you to lead. If you don't, I'll fall. I need you to lead and guide me. Lead and guide me. I'll fall. Without you, I'll fall.
Yes, that was Danielle with Lead Me, Lord. We are back with the Miss Savvy Pro Show. I'm your girl, Patrice Jackson, a.k.a. Miss Savvy Pro, and we are talking to Teressa Doaty, the owner of Paul Place. I got to get it together. Sorry, you guys. So she is going to tell us more about her business and how she started up here in Cleveland, you guys. So, Teressa, are you back?
I am. I'm here.
All right. So you were telling us all about, encouraging my puppy fever and telling us about the experience that the paws and the paw parents are going to have. But can you tell us about your experience just opening up this business as an entrepreneur in Cleveland, in downtown Cleveland of all places?
Sure. Before I start that, I do want to say we are going to cure your puppy fever sooner or later. You just wait.
I just got to find the right puppy that's for me.
Oh, we will work on it. But as far as my entrepreneurial journey in Cleveland, it's been surprisingly, and I say surprisingly just because you do hear a lot of ups and downs that people go through in that journey to get to where their dream is becoming reality. And one of the things that I found, I kind of took on different mantras that really spoke to me, and I kept them with me. It was years ago. I think it was like on BET Awards. But B. Smith was making a speech, and one thing she said was stand on a mountain of no's for one yes. So I didn't expect it to be easy. I knew it wouldn't be, and I was okay with that. It's okay. We're going to have to work, but if it was easy, everybody would do it. There's the other mantra. And then I always kept the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. That's the third mantra. And I always kept those close to me. I felt like I knew that it was probing at me long and hard for a reason. I didn't really see it as my goal or my dream at the beginning. And then as time went on, it kind of, like I said, it turned to me. It's like, well, why don't you do that? And I had no argument for why I shouldn't do that. I'm like, okay, that's what we're going to do then. And so it was about four years ago. It's probably, I just started picking up a little bit more, doing different things, reading books, reading blogs, reading from the experts, studying, and thinking that's when I may have applied for the LLC. And it was just kind of incremental steps along the way. So I probably did a little bit in 2015. 2016, I said, let's make sure that credit score is up, because come 2017, that does not need to be a reason that anyone tells us no. And then after they do hit me with those inquiries, I don't want anyone after it to be able to tell me no. So let's get it up there. And I worked really hard 2016 to do that and fine-tune my business plan. When I was in grad school at Cleveland State, we actually took a course that made us write a business plan. I said, this is the perfect class because I needed to write this business plan. I had been putting it off, and that was the perfect opportunity. So I took that and I fine-tuned it and made it more of what, a couple years later, Teressa was thinking that Pause Play would be. And so having the business plan, fine-tuning all my documents, and applying for coming into 2017, I began to apply for the EIN. I said, well, we're going to have employees, so better start applying for that. Then I opened the social media site, and all the while I'm kind of looking for the perfect location. That was a struggle. To find space is the easy part. You can find space anywhere, right? But this has to be a particular space because I know that my industry is definitely lucrative. People love their dogs just like I know I love mine. And so that's a no-brainer. I know that part. But you can't just put it anywhere and get the same business flow. So the way I kind of approached that was, where are the dogs? And that wasn't the hardest task to do. I reached out to Cuyahoga County because that's where they do the dog licenses. And I just took different samples of areas to find out what the population of registered dogs were. And then by it being a luxury item, it's not a necessity by any stretch of the imagination. It also has to be where the people that have that expendable income are. So I kept going back and forth between where I would put it. I would see places, and ultimately, like I said, when I first began, I knew downtown Cleveland would be the prime location. So looking for different real estate, and I just lucked upon this place. I say lucked upon because I was trying to show my mom a different building, and I made a right instead of a left. And I said, 3,000 square feet, huh? I'll give them a call. And I've been running into so much where there would be space available, but they were putting up apartments above it, which obviously having dogs parking all day is going to not be the best for some residents. Even if you are a dog lover, when you're at home, that's your peace zone. So I went and saw it the next day, and I was nervous because I said I didn't look up. I didn't look up to see what was above the space, and it was a parking garage. It couldn't have been any more perfect. So that kind of put everything into high gear. It was like, okay, we have a space. Yes, it's open. Yes, they love the idea of putting a doggy daycare there. I mean, they were all over it. And everything was a go from there. Then it's, time to talk to banks, and it's time to make sure that business plan is even more fine-tuned than it was before. And I've gotten so much support, honestly, from different areas. I've had the Hispanic Business Group. They were very helpful. Downtown Cleveland Alliance has been very helpful. ECDI has been very helpful, SBA. So a lot of support, and I think that's one thing that shouldn't be underestimated when you are going out on these ventures. There are people that are around that are open, willing, and able to help you, to answer questions for you, or to even just point you in the right direction if they don't have the answer. That shouldn't be taken lightly. So I was very, very fortunate to be put into those different positions, because one of them led me to the city of Cleveland, which was fantastic, and they offered part of my business loan, which is a really great program that they have for like construction and equipment and that kind of thing. So that was very interesting. I mean, I went to Huntington first, as they I don't know if I should be dropping these banks names, but I went there first, and that was like one of my first big no's. And I wasn't even discouraged when I got that no. I was more so just eager to get the answer so that I could just know what I needed to do next. And so they turned me down. I said, okay, no problem. That's all I needed to know. Let me go find the next person. So I went to the next financial institute, and I got my yes. And then they came together with the city. That was a double yes. And we were all a go from there. It's just a matter of building out the space. And construction has been a huge learning curve. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of headaches, but it's definitely been one to enjoy and admire along the way, because I'm learning things and seeing things that I'd never seen before, and I can't help but think I'm ready and was built for it.
Wow. So you gave us a lot of nuggets there.
I did, sir.
Yes, so many nuggets as you was telling your story. And Teressa, that's the key thing about that's what I love about having so many different types of people on the show, on the MsSavvyPro Show, because you're just telling your story, your journey, your experience, right? But you have so many nuggets in there that I really want the audience to get between the lines. And one of those, what first started off is that sometimes you have the vision, right? You have this idea, but sometimes you don't have to move on the complete idea right away. Sometimes you need to just sit down, put it all on paper, put it all out there on a vision board, or however you get your thoughts out, and then work on different aspects of each piece, like you did. You worked on, like you said, you worked on your business plan in school. You worked on your credit. You worked on building relationships and community in your community. You did all these different pieces here and there, and as you kind of did each one, it all came together like a puzzle. You put these pieces in here, and then eventually you've seen the big picture, and here you are about to launch this business with Paul's Place, in the city of Cleveland, and who would have thought that it would be this, you've seen the picture, but here is the true picture. Here's the actual tangible object that you had 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago. And I think, that's what I want people to hear, is that sometimes even though you have this huge vision right away, don't be discouraged that you can't get it all done right away. Just work on the pieces that you can. Work on the puzzle pieces. Work like a puzzle. Some people work around the edges first, and then they go in. That's how I do my puzzles, rather. So they work on the edges first, and then they come and do the end. However you do it, don't be discouraged. And don't be discouraged by the no. I like the fact that you were excited to go ahead and get the no out the way. You're like, look, if you're going to give it to me, that's fine. I'm ready to hear it, and you didn't let it stop you, and you kept going, and then you got the right answer. Not only did you get the yes, but you got a yes with help from that institution as well as the city.
Yes. It came together very nicely. I like to call it the Pac-Man effect. Like, just take little bites until you finish it all. And I think I think that method is critical, because when you rush or you do things fast, as with most things, it's not the best that it could be. And this is something that I hold very close to my heart. I'm very passionate about it. Failure is not an option. This is what we're going to do, and we're going to make it the best that we can. And it would make sense to not take my time, because I want it to be right. And I think that's what anyone should do with their business. That becomes your baby. And, take your time, so you don't overlook something, or you don't, make mistakes. And that doesn't mean you won't make mistakes, because I've made a couple of mistakes that have cost me, but it's okay. I won't do it the second time around, It's okay. It's all part of the game.
Yes. Oh, we got a special guest.
Right, featuring Elena. I'm sorry.
And I have my part in this too. Don't forget my interview.
Right.
So, yes, I'm glad you, like you said, the Pac-Man effect, you guys. That's why, listening to their dirty stories, don't be discouraged. Understand that you will get through, and actually reach the goal that you planned on reaching. And when you reach it, it will be so much better knowing that you took the time to make sure that you got everything in place correctly as much as possible, and lower the risk, because in entrepreneurship, there's going to be risk, right? That's just part of the lifestyle. However, you can limit parts of your risk if you just take the time to make sure that you're planning correctly, however that looks for you and your business.
Exactly. There is no blueprint. There is no cookie-cutter diagram. Everyone's situation is going to be different. You just have to be confident in what you bring to the table and willing to learn what you may not know. I don't think anyone has gone into something fully knowing every aspect of every part of it. It's a learning process. All of it is. But if your drive is deep enough and your fire is high enough, there's no stopping you, as long as you want it.
There it is. Make sure that your drive and your passion for it is high enough. And if you don't have it, don't feel bad. That's when you listen to podcasts like the MsSavvyPro Show and other Sunday TNT's, other shows that's on the I Am a Superwoman network, so that you can stay encouraged. You make sure that you're networking and surrounding yourself around like-minded people, so that way people can continue to encourage and pour into you and inspire you to keep going those times when you don't think that you can just make it another step.
Absolutely. And there will be those times. You're going to doubt yourself. You're going to question it, and that is absolutely normal. You can listen to stories from anyone, Jim Carrey, Will Smith, Whoopi Goldberg. They all share some story about being fearful, especially in their career, and pushing through, persevering, being resilient, and taking it with a grain of salt.
Yes. And another thing that you said, too, is don't be upset or mad with yourself when you turn the wrong direction, because sometimes even though you went the wrong way, you may end up turning right into the right place where you were supposed to be, and you get the location that was perfect for you instead of the one that would have caused you some issues in the long run.
Exactly. Right into your future.
So tell me what's next for you. So I know, it's new, but when can first tell us how can we find you? How can people bring their dogs there? How can they be part of the Paw Place community? And then what else is next for you coming up?
Sure thing. So we're on Facebook, Max and Elena's Paws Play. That's our page that has all of our information. We update that, and our Instagram. Instagram is at Paws Play, CLE. Paws, like dogs have paws, play, CLE. And then we're also on Snapchat, Paws Play, CLE, and we are on LinkedIn as well. We frequent social media. Our grand opening is coming up in just a few short weeks, actually, on August 30th, Thursday, August 30th. And we're going to be launching. We're giving away gift bags. There's really cool swag in there. There's T-shirts. There's doggy poop bag dispensers and Frisbees, you name it. And it's going to be a great time. we're also online. Our website is www.pauseplaycoe.com. And on there is where we'll post the enrollment application for our pause next week. That'll be up there so you can start enrolling, start sending your information in. And when doors are open in just a few short weeks, we'll be with open arms. We'll be ready to invite everyone in. Coming up, as I said, our services, we have daycare. We're open from 7 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., Monday through Friday, 7 to 4 on Saturdays. And then on Sundays, we're just open for the dogs who are boarding with us. So all of our times, all of our services are online boarding, and we'll have grooming coming up as well. And I'm just looking to really make a dynamic splash in the downtown community, be of service, be of value. I find it extremely important to keep our paws in safe hands. And as much as I value my paws, there's no way that I wouldn't outline my business model in that same perspective. So I know what the paw parents are looking for, because I'm one of those obsessive paw parents myself, and you can expect great things. We're here to serve. We're here to bring value. On the other half of our namesake, so it's Max and Elena's Paws Play. Max is my cousin's dog. He passed away about 5 years ago from cancer. And so you can definitely expect some fundraisers for research of cancer in dogs and different things like that to give back, positive images, positive impact. We want to impact the community with awareness. We're bringing all aspects of this industry into Paws Play, so it'll be an experience for everyone, full on.
All right, you guys. So you guys heard it here. Make sure you're at the open house, that you're bringing your paws there, your puppies, your dogs. And I am happy to hear that you're going to be, looking at ways to, have fundraisers for Max and his memory and Max's memory. Then you'll get to meet Elena, I'm quite sure, at the open house or the grand opening. So I am super excited about that, you guys. Like I said, I kind of calmed down my puppy fever. I tried at least. So I'm super excited about that Thursday on August 30th for that to open. And thank you so much, Teressa, for coming on and sharing your journey, sharing your story and with us today. And you gave us some great motivational things that you used along the way to keep you encouraged through this journey. But we were wondering, because we always ask our guests at the end to share something, do you have anything else, even if it's just a word, a scripture, or a quote, that you also use to encourage and empower yourself?
Oh, that's a good one. Let's see. Well, first I want to say thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. This has been a great opportunity and time spent with you. Something I use to encourage myself. I think I'm very internally driven. Like there's no stopping. But if I had to leave like just a one-liner, I think it goes to just always believing yourself. Like you are enough. Everything that you have within you that gave you the ability to dream as big as you've dreamed is already within you. Look no further. You got it.
That's a good one, you guys. You are your best resource. I like that quote. Well, thank you so much for coming on. The invitation is always open. I really see big things for you and the new business with Paw Play and Elena. And so this invitation is always open for both of you guys to come back on the show if you have anything new or just want to share with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure. And I'll see you August 30th.
Yes, you will. All right, you guys, we were here with Teressa Doaty. This was another great Tuesday on the MsSavvyPro Show. We will see you next time, and I thank you guys for listening and supporting us, and you have a wonderful, wonderful week.
Thanks for listening to the Miss Savvy Pro Show, and remember, there's always peace in purpose.